All right, in today's lesson here, we're going to be focusing on the idea of dimension. So we're going to go through some easier questions first, and sort of look at more difficult examples as we go along here. So for this first question here, they give you this set here, consisting of the following two vectors. So let's label this v1, v2. And they tell us that these vectors are coming out of R3. We can see that there's three coordinates here. And they want us to find the dimension of the span on these vectors. So just to remind you, what the span is, when you take the span on a set of vectors, like if I take the span on the set v1, v2, what that is that's the collection of all linear combinations of the vectors v1 and v2, where c1 and c2, in this case, come out of the real number system here. And we have that's the span on the set. They want the dimension of the span here. If you take a look here, to find the dimension of the span, I first have to find a basis for the span on these vectors here. And you'll come to a quick observation here. You can see vector v2 is just equal to twice vector v1. So therefore, these two vectors that we have here are linearly dependent. And therefore, if I want to create a basis for the set S, I don't need both of these vectors. To create a basis for the set S, I can either take v1 or v2. I'm going to grab vector v1 here, and I'm going to call that my basis for S, and therefore the dimension on the span of S, which is a vector space itself, is equal to the number of basis vectors, and that would just be 1, right? So just to remind you here, if I take the span, I take every linear combination of the vector here, v1, that'll be equivalent to just taking the span on v1 and v2, because these two vectors are dependent, and that'll create our span of S set here. So first question here, fairly easy. The dimension of the span of S is 1, and a basis for that span is v1 or v2, or you could take any multiple of v1 or v2. All right, let's take a look at the next question. And the next question here, again, we have a set here consisting, let's label this v1, v2, v3, v4. This is a subset of R4, and they want us to find the dimension of the span of S and a basis. So first thing here, it's not like in the previous question, it was much easier to see that one vector was a linear combination of the others. It's much more difficult here when you have the points, harder to identify, and there's more vectors. So what we're going to do is we're going to put this in a matrix. We'll write this column-wise. So throw these in a matrix here. And what I want to do here is I want to row reduce this and try to get a solution to this system here. So we're going to go ahead and make zeros in this row here. So to do that, I'm going to take row 2 plus row 1. I'm going to take row 3 minus twice row 1. And then I already have a 0 here, so I'm all set. Applying that transformation of the row operations here, you can see I'm not touching the first row, so write it back down. Now I'm just adding these. This becomes 0, 1, 3, 2. And this becomes 0, 1, -4, and -5. And I'm not touching this row here. So continuing on here, I want to make these 0. So to make these 0, I'm going to take row 3 minus row 2, and I'll take row 4 minus row 2, and continue this on here. I'm not touching that top row or the second row. Now subtracting, I get 0, 0, -7, -7, and 0, 0. And this will end up being, I take row 4 minus row 2, so it'll be -2 and -2. So continuing this on here, we can see right away I can reduce. I won't write down the operation, but you can see that if you take a look at row 3 and row 4, I can divide across by -1/7 and -1/2, and this will give me 0, 0, 1, 1, and the same row here. So quickly you can see that when I subtract here, I can eliminate that last row, right? And that operation is just done by taking row 4 minus row 3. All right, so continuing this on here, again, I want to solve this system here, so I'm going to go ahead and I want to make these two entries 0. So to do that, I'm going to go ahead, and in this case here, I'm going to take row 1, and I'm going to subtract twice row 3. And I'm going to take row 2 and subtract 3 times row 3. And by performing that operation here, we get 1, 0, 0. And this will be 5 minus 2 is 3. And then I'm going to get 0, 1. And this will be 0, negative 1. And this is 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0. All right, and finally we've got this set up and solved here. And if I go to solve this here, you can see this indicates for us that the first, second, and third vectors are linearly independent. So that means my original v1, v2, and v3, these are linearly independent and part of the basis for S. And this fourth vector here, if you take a look here, this fourth vector, it turns out that what this tells me is that this is actually, this fourth vector, v4, is going to equal 3 times v1 minus v2 plus vector v3. So that fourth vector is dependent on the first 3 vectors we have here, and that's indicated in our matrix here, but you can also double check this here. If I go ahead and, just to show you guys this, if I go ahead and write down vector v4, which was 5, negative 3, 5, 0, 5, negative 3, 5, 0. I take 3 times vector v1, which was 1, negative 1, 2, 0, minus vector v2, which was 0, 1, 1, 1, plus vector v3, which is 2, 1, 0, 1. I should get this vector here, so let's check this out. I end up getting 3, negative 3, 6, 0, minus 0, 1, 1, 1, plus 2, 1, 0, 1. And putting this all together here, I end up getting 5 for my first coordinate. You can see here if I take negative 3 minus 1 plus 1, I get negative 3. You can see here if I take 6, if I take 6 minus 1 plus 0, you got it, I get 5. And lastly, if I take 3, if I take 0 minus 1 plus 1, again I get 0 here, which is exactly our v4. All right, so just to finish this question off here, a basis, we'll write this here, a basis for S will consist of the set v1, v2, and v3, and the dimension on the span of S is 3 in this case, because 3 vectors are the ones that do it here. These 3 vectors are linearly independent, illustrated by this portion, and that fourth vector, v4, and you have the combination that works right here for it. All right, let's take a look at another problem. All right, in the next question here, we have set SK. Again, you have the set S, essentially, and this value of K, and they want us to find the dimension of the span of K based on the value of K being 3 or negative 2. So let's take a look at what's going on here. First, I want to determine under what conditions are the vectors linearly independent, dependent, what's going on here. So throw this in a matrix. Same thing as the previous question, but this time we have this variable K, but we go through all the same steps. So I'm going to go ahead and I want to make this 0. So I'm going to have to take row 2 minus row 1. So I get 1, K, 2. We get 0, 2 minus K, negative 1, 0, 1, 1. And continue this on here. I now want to make this entry 0. So I'm going to take 2 minus K and multiply that by R3. Subtract that from R2. And this ends up being 1, K, 2, 0, 2 minus K, negative 1, 0, 0. And this becomes 2 minus K plus 1, which becomes 3 minus K. Now, if we take a look at this situation here, if If this entry here were to be 0, you can see here if k were to equal 3, if k equals 3, then this matrix would be 1, 3, 2, 0, -1, -1, 0, 0, 0. And if I want to go ahead and solve this here, we could quickly see that in this case here, the first two vectors are linearly independent, and this third vector is a combination. Let's go ahead and just row reduce this. So I'm going to make this entry 0. So to make this entry 0, I'm going to take row 1 plus 3 times row 2. And this will be 1, 3, 2. Oops, sorry. This will be, 1, 1, 0, -1, and then 0. I'm going to go ahead and multiply this by -1, just make that 0, 1, 1. All right, you can see here that we've got the first two columns here indicating that these two vectors are linearly independent, and that third vector, turns out it's going to be negative the first vector plus the second vector. So just to quickly show you, if k is equal to 3 here, if k was equal to 3, this would be the vector 1, 1, 0. This would be the vector 3, 2, 1. And this would be the vector 2, 1, 1. And we're getting here that if I take this vector and add this vector with a minus sign in front, so if I take negative this vector plus this vector, you get 2, 1, 1. Well, you can see if you do your math here, you get -1 plus 3 is 2. -1 plus 2 is 1, which is what we need. And then this ends up being here positive 1. So it does work out. That relationship does hold. But at any rate here, when k is 3, we have that a basis for S3. If k is 3, this would be the set S3, has a basis of vector 1, 1, 0, and 3, 2, 1. That's a basis, and the dimension of S3 is 2. All right, let's take a look here. Now let's go back to where we're at here. Go back to this matrix that we were working on. Now, if k is not equal to 3, if k is not equal to 3 here, you can quickly see that if I went to go ahead and solve this, I would get a unique solution out of this, meaning that the only way that these three vectors, what's going on here is, let's say I label this v1, v2, and v3. If I went to solve this here, the only way you get v1 plus v2 plus v3 equaling 0, if you have a combination of these vectors here, equaling 0. So the only way you can get this combination of vectors is to be 0 here, right? This represents vector v1, v2, v3. And the only way you can get that combination to be 0, if I went to solve for this here, and I set this, suppose this was an augmented matrix, I set this equal to 0, 0, 0. The only way that can happen is if C1 equals C2 equals C3 equals 0, and therefore this set is linearly independent. So because this set is linearly independent, therefore I know that all three vectors are required to create a basis for the set, and the dimension of the span of S here would be 3, and the basis for this set would be in fact all three vectors v1, v2, and v3, where k is not equal to 3. All right, so those are the sort of the two conditions here. You can see row reducing this matrix ends up yielding the observation that the third vector is just a combination of the first two. However, if k is not equal to 3, we can see here that none of these vectors are dependent on the other one. There's not a combination of v1 and v2, or vice versa, where the other vector can be written as a combination of the other two. So therefore, solving this system here, as you see here, we end up getting a unique solution, forcing the coefficients C1, C2, and C3 to all be 0, which is your condition for a linearly independent set. All right, let's take a look at another problem. All right, so we have the set here. This is a set P2. This is P2 is the set of all polynomials having degree 2 or less, and this set S is coming out of, this is a subset of P2. Here, this is a subset of P2, And what we have here is the set S is a subset, a collection of these polynomials of degree 2 or less. And you've got this collection here. And they want you to find the dimension of the span and give a basis. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is I'm going to write my matrix relative to your standard basis for the set P2. So if I wanted to create a basis for the set P2 here, it would consist of 1x and x squared, right? Because any polynomial of degree 2 or less can be written as some linear combination of these three elements. So that means that if I want to write my set S with respect to this basis here, the coordinates would be 1, 1, 1 for the first vector. The second vector would be 2, minus 1, 3. And for the third vector, 1, 4, 0. Now going ahead, I want to row reduce this, and I want to see whether I have a linearly independent set here between these three vectors. Again, we'll label this v1, v2, and v3, or do we have one of these vectors or more be independent? So I'm going to go ahead and make these zeros here. So we take row 2 minus row 1. I take row 3 minus row 1. Row reducing this. Again, that first row I'm not touching. So subtracting this here, I get 0, negative 3, 3, 0, 1, and negative 1. Continuing on here, I want to make this entry 0. So I'm going to go ahead and take 3 times row 3 plus row 2. And I get 0, 0, 0. All right, now continue. I can continue on and finish this up. So to finish this up here, first observation, I'm going to quickly make the observation. I could quickly multiply across by negative a third. This will become a 1 and a negative 1 here. So I can put that operation in here. And I end up getting this. So now just to quickly finish this up, I want this to be a 0 here. So this is I'm gonna go ahead and take row 1 minus twice row 2. And doing that here, I end up getting 1, 0, 3, 0, 1, negative 1, 0, 0, 0. And yet again, we have this observation here. We have this observation here. The first two vectors are linearly independent, and that third vector here, in this case v3, is going to be 3 times the first vector minus the second vector. So if I take 3 times v1 subtracted from v2, we should in fact get vector v3. You can verify that on your own. But at any rate here, we've now solved this problem here, because now a basis for this set consists of vectors v1 and v2, and the dimension on the span of S in this example is in fact 2.